guys, Sapphire Young. I'm here with a review of American Horror Story season, what season this is? 7, titled Cult. This season will consist of 11 episodes only, so that's why it's starting early, because normally it starts in October. So this season, obviously, we're dealing with fear, but they're kind of going through a topic that most people are sort of on a disagreement about. So this episode 1 is titled Election Night. So we get little clips of, the presidential election between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. And then we get to the beginning of the episode, which is the election night, where they announce that Trump ends up becoming, the president. And so we see two sides, I guess you say both parties, the Democrat and the Republican. So you have Allie and Irie, they're a lesbian couple, so they're watching, the announcement that the president, is now Trump. Allie ends up, how would I say this? Has a very extreme reaction to the announcement of the presidency, while Kai is so ecstatic President Trump he's now president, Trump becomes president, he humps the TV and mashes Cheetos onto his face. Yeah. So as I said, Allie and Ivy are a married couple, lesbian couple, who have a son named Oz. Allie suffers from several phobias, which reappear after learning that Donald Trump won the presidential election. Her phobias for clowns become more remarkable and begins to ruin her life. What is interesting is the fact that her son Oz is reading this comic it's about Twisty, the clown from American Horror Story Freak Show, Twisty the Clown. Like, we all got his backstory. He wasn't necessarily an evil character. He was just a really sweet person who liked to make children happy with, he's a clown. That was his job, was to make children laugh and happy. But, you had some haters in the circus and went and spread some nasty ass rumors about him. About him being pretty much a pedophile. So he was pretty much shunned and ended up trying to kill himself, which failed. So that's why his bottom jaw, he doesn't have like a bottom jaw, it's just his upper jaw and obviously his tongue. So you can't really, he can't talk. So, that probably would fuck your psyche up, Somebody ruining your life and you just trip the fuck out, So his kid is reading this very disturbing comic book. I understand kids see some violent stuff, but somebody had to buy that for the child. Either he got it from a friend, or obviously the mom that has the phobia wouldn't buy it for him because she can't fucking stand clowns. Like, she saw the comic he was reading, she slipped the foot out. She was like, oh, I can't breathe, because she started freaking out. So I'm gonna get to the woman Ivy in a minute. So she goes to her psychologist, Dr. Rudy Vincent, where she discovers another one of her phobias called trypophobia, and that's the one with the holes. Like, a lot of like I get creeped out, but I don't get creeped out so far like I'm hyperventilating or things. Like, when you see, like, if you watch the promos for American Horror Story, I'm gonna put a picture on here somewhere of some of this stuff. It's like just the whole, how a beehive looks, like those things, that thing. So he recommends some medicine for her to calm her nerves, before they sort of take control of her life. Kai and Winter. Kai says one who's all excited for Trump winning, and Winter is his sister. They're siblings who make a mysterious pact after obtaining the results of the elections. Kai decides to propose to the state that citizens be allowed to suffer fear, and that fear when they go out into the streets, and that in the U.S. is a place where they have to live in fear. But his proposal is rejected, obviously. But when he leaves the courtroom, he kind of threatens them, like, what he says, I'm gonna put it in the video. Because something about him, a man who has been humiliated is very dangerous, something along those lines. So I'm like, oh shit. So then Winter ends up becoming the nanny of Oz, and having talked to her brother and come to a covenant to join a cult. So obviously this season we're dealing with the concept of a cult or beehive mentality, because kind of how bees work. They all listen to one person, which is the queen, and they pretty much follow what that person, like, that person can't do no wrong. Sort of like what's another example, the Bayhive of, you know, those extreme fans of Beyonce. Like, if you say anything bad about Beyonce, they will attack your ass on Twitter. It's sort of like that thing. But in this, what Ryan Murphy is doing, he's showing us the cult mentality in terms of both sides of the party, the Democrats and the Republicans. So obviously the clowns and Kai, they're obviously, you can tell they're supposed to be the representing the Republican Party until they put it to the extreme point, and they're using clowns because a lot of people don't like clowns, so you know, so they're supposed to represent that aspect of the party. So we really haven't seen the Democratic and liberal side yet, but I'm pretty sure that's coming. So we want to get more into that side. So he's just taking something that everybody knows going on right now, which is, you know, this is pretty recent. I mean, Trump hasn't been president that long. I mean, so he's taking something that's pretty much recent and sort of exploring both sides of a beehive, that cult mentality, which is very dangerous when you think about it. Like, as I used the example before of the whole Beyonce Beehive thing, like, she can't do no wrong. I'm like, okay, Beyonce ain't God. I like Beyonce, but I'm not gonna sit there and insult people on Twitter or not over, you know, something. The same thing with those girls that those fans of Justin Bieber, when Justin Bieber came out, the Bieber fever. I'm like, he ain't that awesome. Okay, the boy is talented, I'll give him that, but damn, calm the fuck down. But I mean, but you can find that sort of cult mentality in any aspect of America, actually, whether you love a pop star or, like, for example, another example would be people in rock music, like, oh, rock is such and such your poser. No, not just rock music, but people, I would say, in certain subcultures, you have the elitists, like people like, oh, such and such has changed. It's not like how it used to be. These youngers don't know. I'm like, calm the fuck down. Music changes over time. Certain fandoms will change over time because you have to adapt yourself to a new audience, so things ain't gonna constantly stay the same that you wanted to. If it stayed the same, it'll be fucking boring and nobody's gonna want to watch it. Point blank, period. Like, a lot of people it's not really a cult thing, but a lot of people say about the new Once Upon a Time season, talk about, oh, I miss Charming and I miss Emma. I'm like, okay, no offense, I like Charming and I like Charming too. I love Snow and Charming, but goddamn, there's other princesses besides fucking Snow and Charming. Like, damn, I watched them all for all 6 seasons. What more can Charming's fucking do? Emma's whole thing was about her being savior. That was literally her whole reason for coming to fucking Storybrooke, was to be the savior. Her savior story is over. So what more do you want from her? Point blank, period. What more do you want from her character? She got nothing. Thank you. Shit. But it's just like, when people become so attached to something, anybody that opposes that, they get vicious. The same thing, you see it with people who love Marvel versus DC. This whole beef, oh, Marvel movies is better because DC is bullshit. Ooh, Man of Steel was boring and didn't make sense. Batman versus Superman, oh, the Martha scene didn't make sense. Suicide Squad was all jumbled and stuff, blah blah blah. Like, Marvel ain't had no movies. They, like, Marvel is just A across the board. Like, there was a lot of movies in terms of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that I didn't like, but I'm not gonna sit there and insult them and like, oh, Marvel ain't shit and stuff like that. It's just, we form these little mentality, these beehive mentalities, where if anybody opposes us, that mindset, you're getting attacked by the hive. Point blank, period. You're attacked by the hive. So Ryan Murphy sort of dwelling into that in terms of this season is going to definitely be interesting, because obviously the main theme, because each season of American Horror Story has a theme. This theme is obviously about fears and phobias, and what better way to explore terms of fear and phobia than with the current election. A lot of people don't like it. You know what? I mean, a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people don't like the idea of them constantly messing with POTUS, but not understanding that it's not just them talking about Trump and his supporters. It's talking about both sides of the party. There's like, and that's another example. They don't want to watch it because they think it's just about Trump, when it's not just about Trump. It's about America as a whole, and in this divide that we're currently in our cult mentality. If anybody goes against the mindset, we attack immediately. And that's another thing. These like all they saw was, oh, they're making fun of Trump, I'm not gonna watch the show. That's basically, if you look at the comments upon American Horror Story Cult, a lot of people is either I'm not gonna watch because I don't want to hear about Trump no goddamn more, or is I don't want to hear about it because they're making fun of our president. He's our president. Get the fuck over it. That's the mindset that he's talking about, and he's talking. And Brian Murphy is pointing out, and they don't even realize it. That's what he's pointing out, is that mindset of refusing to listen to other ideas or opinions because there's one thing you didn't like about something, so you automatically shut off your ears and your mind to everything else. They are basically giving you a straight up example of exactly what he's talking about throughout this damn show. Point blank period. They're giving you a prime example. Just go read the Twitter, go read the Facebook, just type in American Horror Story Cult, and you'll see how people just, oh, I'm not gonna watch it because of POTUS, and I'm like, well, my thing is, okay, obviously a lot of people don't like to talk about election, but the point is, and this is what I thought about it for a minute. I figured that a lot of people don't like talking about the election is because this is not something that's happening in Iraq. This is not something happening in the Middle East, where we could just either turn off the TV, be like, oh, this is the Middle East, I'm turning it off. This don't have something that's happening south of the border in Mexico. This is happening here in America. If you look at, and I think that's what disturbs Americans the most, is because it's not happening overseas. They can't just turn it off and just literally ignore it. It's still happening. It's gonna be on their news feeds the next day because it's happening here in America right now. That's the thing. I think that's what upsets people the most, because it's happening here in America. So you can't turn it off, because once you go out the door in the morning, you're still gonna hear about Black Lives Matter, white power, blood of soul, not in our country, make America great again. You can't turn it off. You can't turn it off. And I think that's what upsets people the most, because is they have to face reality when they get out this door in the morning. This is the current state of our society, and you can't turn that shit out. So I think that's what pisses people off the most. You can't shut that shit out. This is not overseas. We're not in the Middle East. This is here in America. The Confederates issues, all that stuff. This is in American soil, so you can't turn it off. So trying to escape the reality of the current situation of the state is not going to work for you. You can't be in your bubble anymore, essentially. You can't put your colorblind glasses on. You can't, lock yourself into a bubble. You have to face reality, because if you don't face it, constantly trying to shove it under the rug or put it in the closet obviously has not helped, because we have now gotten to this situation. So you're gonna have to deal with it. So anyway, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next weekend. I'm gonna say weekend. just to play safe. I'm gonna see you guys next weekend. That's not a word. See you guys next weekend for the next episode of American Horror Story.
Moi je m'appelle Mademoiselle Noire, et comme vous pouvez le voir, je